Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and observe the route that your attention follows. These are the words of Neville Goddard. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how we shape our own reality. Yes, it is true. This video can be linked to my previous video about is reality only an illusion? Do we actually not really exist? You might want to watch that one also. In the Hermetic principles, we have this one principle, as above, so below, which shows us that things that happen in the outer world are connected to things that happen in our inner world. A more easily understandable way to explain this is that reality is a mirror. Now, what happens with a mirror is when we look in the mirror and we don't smile, the mirror won't smile. It won't smile on its own. So if reality is the mirror, it means that it follows our actions. It follows our thoughts. It follows the way we are, our beingness. You cannot see joy if you do not project joy. So what that means for us as creators is that we have this wonderful gift. We were given this wonderful gift by the universe, and that is the power to create our own experience through what we project in this reality, through our thoughts, through our feelings, and also through our beliefs. Now, what happens is we come into this world and we have the chosen amnesia. So we don't really understand what's going on. We might be quite oblivious of how anything works. We might not know the laws of the universe. We might be born into a family that have beliefs that are very limiting. We might be born into a society, a part of society, a culture that is very strict. Depending on what our soul desired to experience in this round of being human. Now, I'm pretty sure every being yearns for something more and knows that there is something more than than just the human that they are. That is why you find all the different religions, and also people who are not religious, they are still searching for meaning and searching for answers and using different experiences to try to get closer to the mysteries of the universe. That is something that is inherent in all human beings, because we are curious. And that is because we are different perspectives of source. And source experiences itself through us. But the way it happens is that we have the free will to choose. We have the free will to choose what to believe, how to be, and what to feel about what we see, what we experience. So our experience are very subjective. When we realize that, we realize that we can actually manipulate our own reality or create it. And how do we do that? It is actually not that difficult. Executing it is not that easy always, but it is not that difficult if you understand that our level of consciousness are reflected on the mirror of reality. The all, source, can't be fully reflected in everything we do, because we only have a certain level of consciousness, and that will determine our reality, or how much we influence our reality consciously. So the quantum field reacts to the consciousness that it interacts with, meaning that it reflects back to you what you put out. You first have to work on your inner world so that you can create your outer world. This is also the reason why I've made quite a few videos about fifth dimensional consciousness, because the place to start, if you want to change anything, if you are only interested even in manifesting, the place to start is by elevating your consciousness. And the way to do it is not to think that you can do it by your own, but it is through the connection with your spirit and with the universe. The more you are open, the more you will receive, and the more you will experience what is called unity consciousness. And you can think that when you experience that, a new world opens for you. And when you then see with those eyes, when you just then observe with that perspective, where limiting beliefs falls away, where boundaries that divide falls away, where judgment, which is fear-based, falls away, everything broadens. And when your perspective broadens and your emotions become elevated, because peace and love are very, very high emotions, when that happens, you reflect that to the quantum field, and all those feelings, all those things that you now see is true are reflected back to you. So if you now know that you are abundant, you will start to see it. It has to happen. It has to materialize in the third dimension, here where we are still in the physical living. So that is where the quote from Neville comes in. If you are in the feeling of gratitude, if you are in the feeling of freedom, of peace, of knowing and being who you are, in other words, being authentic, you will reflect that, and it will be reflected back to you. Perhaps you might have experienced things that are not in line with what you believe and what you feel yet, because it takes some time sometimes for things to materialize in this reality. But you have to persist, and you have to persist in your self-perception, in the belief that you have about yourself, because then the universe can't but respond in that way. There's somebody else I want to quote, and that is Bashar. He's an entity that are channeled by Daryl Anka, and he always talks about one of the greatest gifts that we have, and that is that everything is neutral. Everything is neutral. So why do the one person experience the same situation differently than the next person? It is because of how they interact with that reality. It is literally as if they see with different eyes. This is the perspective that they have. But the perspective that they have is created through their inner world. So in closing, when your consciousness shifts, your reality also shifts. It's your will and your perception that molds your experience of life. The things that you believe are in your subconscious, and your subconscious brings those thoughts into reality through how you interact with the outer world. So remember now, change your inner world first. Change your thoughts, change your beliefs, reshape your inner world. And you will see how your outer world change, how your reality starts to reflect everything you wish. I trust you found value in this. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not yet, and if you like the content. Leave your comments. I always read and respond. Ask your questions if you have any questions, and if you want to have a session with me, you can book it through my website. You can also have a look at my art. I'm sending you my infinite love till I speak to you again in the next video.